Hi, it's the Belly here from NellieBellie.com. Today I'm going to be showing you the WordPress basic for how to add pages to your posts. So we're going to start by just going into a post that you've been working on. I'm going to choose this draft so that it doesn't show up on our site with all the changes that we're doing. And usually when you come into your post, you will see something that looks like this. It'll have some text and some images and basically close to what your readers are going to see. But if you go to the top right hand side of your post area, you'll see that you actually have two tabs. You have the visual tab and the text tab. We're going to be working in the text tab to be creating the next page. Before we go there, we're going to decide where you want your new page to show up. So sometimes people will put the next page right below the first photo. That's not always the best plan because readers feel tricked into clicking into the next page. So we're going to go further down because we want it to feel very natural. We want readers to feel like, oh, I've been reading for a while. It makes sense that the page is over and I have to go to a new one. So we're going to choose underneath this second page. So that's right above the focus of true cheese bars is cheese. So we're going to go to the text area and we're going to find that place, which can be a little tricky sometimes because it all is kind of scrunched together and there's a lot of coding. But if you look, you'll see we have some text here, and then we have along here is all the information for an image, and then we have some more text, and then we have all the information for an image, and then we have a paragraph that ends it. We're going to enter so that we stick that next page after the second image and before the next text. See, the focus of true cheese bars is cheese is the next text. And what we're going to do is we're going to put in a short code. And this is the short code you're going to use. It's that simple, all right? So you have that short code in there where you want it. And we're going to push Save Draft. And then once that's saved, we're going to head back over to the Visual tab so you can get an idea of what it's going to look when you've done it correctly. All right, so when you've inserted that short code correctly, you're going to scroll down to where you wanted it to be, and you're going to see that there's this little next page with a long dotted line underneath that photo. And when you see it as a reader, you don't actually see the word next page. What you see as a reader is you see this little guy right here. You see pages 1, 2. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to click on page number 2 to get to the rest of the content. But that's very small and sometimes confusing for readers. So what we recommend is that you go one step further and you add in a large image at the bottom of that first page so that people know to click on so that they can go to the rest of your content. For us, we use an arrow. And we keep that in our media library so it's easy to find, and we make sure we've named it well so that we can just search for it when we want to and it comes up very quickly. So right above that next page that you created, we're going to go to Add Media. And we're going to search for next. That's what we name it. And there's our next button. We're going to insert that. Now, right now, this next button is just an image. It doesn't have a function. So what we need to do is we need to add a link to that button so that when somebody clicks on the button, it goes to the page we want it to go to. And what we want it to go to is this post, the second page. So we're going to head up to this permalink here, and we're going to copy that because that is basically what we want them to go to. And then we're going to edit this photo, and we're going to change the link URL to that link, the permalink. But the permalink that you see brings you to the first page of this post. So we're going to add a 2 to the end, and the 2 is going to bring it to the second page. So we're going to update that. And now we're going to save the draft so you can see what just happened. We're going to click View Post. So now when we go down to the second photo, you will see a next button, and when you click on it, it will take you to the second page. And there is the second page of our post. So just as a recap, the way that you add next page is you put in the next page shortcode into the text tab instead of the visual tab where you want the next page to be. If you just do that, that will still give you separate pages, but it'll be a little harder for your readers to be able to tell where they should go. So if you want to make it easier for them, add in an arrow image or something similar and link it to the second page of your post. If you're doing more than 2 pages, make sure that anytime you link the image, you link it to the next page. So if there's 2 or 3 or 4 pages, make sure you add the 2 or the 3 or the 4 to your permalink to make sure it shows up. Hopefully this was helpful for you, and you'll take a look at our other tutorials that we have.